Hello! So today I have a book related video for you. Now I haven't really pre-planned what I'm going to say about any of the books, so if I kind of stumble over my words or struggle to describe a book, I'm sorry. But I just thought I'd do quite a casual chat with you about the books I've read this year and the books I am reading at the moment, because there have been some really good ones. Right, so let me grab the books. I apologise, my camera cut out because the battery died, which I'm not sure why, because the battery was technically fully charged when I started filming. I've also lost my spare camera battery, which is a pain in the ass, which meant I just had to wait for a bit. It's just never ideal, is it? Anyway, I was talking about Call Me By Your Name. This book, really lovely. One of the most beautifully written books I've ever read. Each book I read, I write down in my bullet journal and I give it a star rating as well, because that's the kind of person I am. And this is the only book since I've been writing them down that I've given 5 stars to. So yeah, really beautifully written. Such a wonderful story. I really like all the characters. I especially really like the dad character. I think he's a really cool character. I really like him. So that book is great. I would strongly recommend it. Like I said, I haven't seen the film yet, but I would like to see it. So when I do, I'll let you know my thoughts on that. But yeah, that book is really, really beautifully written and a really lovely story as well. The next book I've read this year is this one. I know I have spoken about all of these ones before, but I just wanted one video with them all in. So this is The Opposite of Loneliness by Marina Keegan, and this is a selection of short stories and essays. This is the first ever kind of essay short story book I've read before. I don't know why, and I'm really surprised how much you can get from a short story. I didn't expect that. I think that's why I never really read any before. Each story is a couple of pages and you really get into it and get to grips with a character. It kind of just throws you in the deep end of a story, and they're all stories that kind of make you think. They feature different people of different backgrounds, of different ages, and they're just really, really interesting. I think one of my favourite ones was about the lady, what's it called? The lady who, I'm going to find what it's called. There's one about a lady who goes to read it to a blind man, and the story is actually about grief. A lot of them as well, there's kind of more to them than you expect. Let's find out what that one was called. Reading Aloud, that one was called. And yeah, I really loved that one. But I liked all of them, and they kind of feature characters of different ages, and they're all very well written, quite to the point. She does a great job of getting a character across in a short amount of time. It's just really wonderful, and it's nice to be able to kind of read an entire story before bed. And I liked all of the stories. They cover on kind of relationships. It's a lot on kind of loneliness and grief and happiness and contentment. Kind of covers a range of different topics, and they're all very interesting, and they all kind of made me think and stuck with me quite a bit. So I really, really loved that book. I definitely preferred the story section to this book than the essays. I found the essays did get a little bit boring. The third book which I have completely finished this year is this one. This is Everything I Know About Love by Dolly, Alderton. And again, I've spoken about this loads, so I won't ramble on too much and bore you. But this book is great. It's a memoir, and it's about Dolly's life and the things she's learned about love, but not necessarily romantic love, just love in general. There's a really nice friendship story in there. There's a lot of stories about the men she meets, the dates she goes on. There's kind of bad date diaries, good dates, and the things which you expect to work out which don't necessarily work out. In it you kind of see how her character, or she, not a character because she is a person, she grows throughout it. And every now and then she'll do a page on everything I knew about love and all different ages. There's a lot on the topic of sex and casual sex and relationships and taking relationships to the next level. There's a lot like going to weddings when you're the single person. This book, I would say, is very great to read if you're single as well, because it's quite empowering, and it doesn't end up to be a big love story with a marriage and children or whatever you'd expect at the end. It just ends up with kind of self-love and friendship, which is really nice. It's really wonderful, some wonderful characters. She's hilarious as well, some of the writing's funny. There was one bit which also made me cry. There's quite a sad part of it. There's also some random things thrown in, like really hilarious emails about hen parties. There's some recipes as well. Yeah, very relatable, very funny, very emotional, very sad, very wise as well. I think there's a lot you can take from this book. There's a lot to be learned in it. Really, really wonderful. Yeah, really, really love that book. It's definitely one which I will reread. Really enjoyed that. Thought it was really wonderful and really interesting. And yeah, there's a lot to learn. Right, I have 3 more books to talk about. Now, these are the 3 books which I'm currently reading. Now, I don't normally read 3 books at a time. I normally do 1 at a time. However, the 3 I'm reading are kind of a bit different from each other, and I feel like I can manage all 3 of them because they're varied. None of them are fiction, actually, which is quite unlike me. I'm usually into fiction, but none of these are fiction. So the first is this one. This is an Anxiety Solution by Chloe Brotheridge. And let's just check what page I'm on for you. I'm on page 66. So the camera battery I'm using is absolutely terrible, and my camera just died again. So I still got on charge and did some other stuff, and hopefully it will last till the end of the video, but who knows? It's driving me insane. I need to find the other one, because the other one that I've got actually lasts, and it's good to have 2 anyway. But I was talking about the books which I am reading at the moment. The first book I'm reading at the moment is this one. This is Anxiety Solution by Chloe Brotheridge, and I'm not that far through, page 66 out of 215. So I'm not very far through, but I'm really enjoying this book so far. So it basically teaches ways to manage anxiety, and it kind of explains it in a way which is understandable and gives you good ways to manage it. It's really good. I'm not that far through, but at the moment I've already found it very useful, and I've been using some of the tips. It's also very digestible. I didn't know if it would be a bit sciencey for me, but it's not at all. It's very easy to understand and really, really good. And yeah, so far it's given some good tips. So if it carries on this way, I will be very thankful that I read it come the end. The next book I'm reading at the moment, I didn't have a bookmark in this one, so I'm not sure how far through I am. I think I'm on about page 160. But this is #HighSelfie by Lucy Sheridan and Joe Westwood. And I really like this book. So this is kind of, you're going to love it or you're not going to book. That's that thing. You're either going to get it or you're not, you won't. But this book is about kind of living more spiritually. So it gives you tips and ideas and examples of how like connecting to yourself on a spiritual level will change your life. That's the way I describe it. So it says here, there's a cosmic alarm clock going off around the world, and it's about being spiritual in the modern day, of having faith in the universe and trusting your journey. So it's in lots of little sections. It refers to a lot of other books. It's very relatable. There are snippets from Joe's and Lucy's life, which they let you know, and they kind of say how their life has improved since they started practicing and being more spiritual. So it talks about things like meditation, comparison, how everyone's kind of doing their own thing and that's okay, about realising your life purpose, all of these things. Like I said, if you're not that spiritual, you don't believe in that kind of stuff, it's probably not going to be your jam. But if you are, I'm really, really enjoying it. So I like that, and it's very modern day as well. A lot of books like this aren't so modern day, so it's very modern day. So that's a really good book. And the third book I'm very excited about. I only started reading it last night, and it is The F Word by Lily Pebbles. Firstly, how beautiful is the cover? Actually, the book looks more beautiful in real life than I think it does on screen. Is that a thing? And also, let's just appreciate these pages. I only started reading this last night. If you follow me, you'll know I'm a big fan of Lily Pebbles. I will say she is my #1 favourite YouTuber because I find her so relatable and so likeable. And this is her book about female friendship, and I've not read very much of it. I think I've read the introduction and a bit of the first chapter, but I wanted to give this a mention because so far everything it said has been very celebratory, and there was a really nice sentence or two about how we're encouraged to bitch about women and not support each other, and that's so true. And this book is just about how great female friendship is, with all of the strings attached, and it's really lovely, it's really beautiful, and it's really nice to hear more about Lily's life, and I'm really enjoying it. I will give you a full update on this when I finish reading it, because like I said, I'm not very far through. Also, there are some little scan-ins from Lily's diaries and things which are really cute. I'll show you one. You see that? Really cute anyway, really good so far. I will let you know what I think of it when I've read more. I know I rushed through the last few books, and I know you've heard about the first few books already, but I wanted to film this video and I wanted to hurry up the end because I'm terrified my camera's going to die again. But please let me know what you've been reading. I'll let you know what I think of those 3 once I've read the rest of them. But like I said, I would definitely recommend Call Me By Your Name, Everything I Know About Love, and Opposite of Loneliness if you haven't read them yet. They are all very great. Right, thank you very much for watching. If you're not subscribed, please do. That would be really, really lovely. I'd really appreciate a few more subscribers. And let me know what you think or what you're reading and anything else you want to let me know. I hope you're having a great day. I'll see you soon. Bye!